why we're here while snowing? Because today on I Am Casa we're gonna have a new interview here at Hotel Alpentesitin in South Tyrol, because this friend of mine is from South Tyrol. His name is TimeByRaf. You've never seen his face, but today's the day. We're gonna have a chit chat with him, see some watches here in this beautiful location and enjoy our time together. So come with me and let's discover something about Rafa. Let's go. So, we're finally there, man.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a while we've been talking about that, and
yes,
finally we got to see some watches.
Finally.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me here in South Tyrol.
Anytime.
Yeah, we're here at Alpentesitin.
Wonderful place, I gotta say. It's really
yeah. Today is snowing. I'm really not used to that.
Yeah, but we have some super soft light, and I think
it's kind of a natural softbox. You told me.
Yeah, and that's
works
good.
well.
And that's good.
And we know that you take good pictures, man. Pretty good.
I try to.
I'm really trying hard. You succeed.
So.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, you know, I always start with the first question, which is kind of basic, but it's interesting because I know a lot of people know you already, but for those who don't, who is? We can say your full name.
Yeah.
Can we? Who is Raffael then?
Yeah, I think that most people don't know that I'm actually Raffael, because some think that I'm Ralph, or some think that I'm Raf with one F or two Fs. But actually, yeah, I'm Raffael.
Yes.
2F, and yeah, I'm basically a lover of beautiful things, mostly watches, and yeah, it's been a while. I started 5 years ago, I think, and well, I completely shifted my whole center of my life into this horological world, you know.
Which is not bad.
In this rabbit hole, I totally fell down, and I do not regret anything. I mean, it's nice. I know the time.
Yeah, you can tell. You can really tell.
Every day, you know, I can know the time, and yeah, it's my greatest passion, I'd say.
You skipped the thing because, you know, I know it. We've been friends for quite a while, and a lot of maybe people know it, but we can actually tell you're young, man. How old are you?
I'm not that old. I'm a year younger than you.
Sure.
How old are you? You're
24, I think.
24, yeah, I'm 23.
Kinda, good.
Something like that. And last of the 90s, you know, like.
Yeah, the good ones. the good ones. As we can tell. I mean, we like that. We like that.
Neo vintage too.
No, yes. Oh, yes. You brought a pretty nice tray. Very interesting.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Had a hard time deciding, and yeah.
I've been there for quite a bit of a decision, I can tell. I know. I really like how you deal with your watches and how you interact with them.
Thanks so much.
And it's really interesting for a guy that's 23. I mean, again, we've been knowing each other for quite a long while, so I kind of acquired your taste and got it. But for those who don't know yet, you have TimeByRaf, which is your page. You can actually tell it by the page. It's been going pretty well.
Yeah, like, you know, actually I started in 2009 or 2018, I think, and I told myself I was just starting to collect watches and had like 5 vintage watches I got from the flea market, and I was telling myself I want some sort of documentation. And what would be a better documentation than posting the watches to Instagram, where they are forever, let's say. You know?
Yeah, kind of.
And I started cataloging my pieces, posting them on Instagram, just for my own purpose. And it started really quickly that people commented my posts, and they were like, oh, nice. And I saw and I realized that there is some sort of community on Instagram, you know. I did not notice, you know, I was on Instagram for my friends. Sure. And yeah, I saw that there are some people. Some of the people I'm still in touch with today. And yeah, it's been a while since then. I started with, let's say, crappy phone pics, and I went a long way.
Pretty good upgrade.
You know, I went on switching to my DSLR cam, and then I had a lot of talks with Marco from Swiss Watch Gang. And he also, shout out to Marco. He also told me that the hands should be at 10 past 10.
Sure, yeah.
And I was like, oh no, that's not good. You know, it's.
And now you always correct me.
Yeah, and now actually I have to delete some shots where the time is not exactly 10 past 10, or let's say 9 past 10. And furthermore, I want the second hand to be on the lower side of the dial, and that's some sort of my signature. Every date window, and I don't like date windows, but every date window has to be at 30, because that's the day I was born.
Okay.
And yeah, that's basically how I shoot my shots. regarding the watches.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same.
Yeah. And
you told me you started with a very interesting piece, which is nothing compared to what you like today. It was a very simple watch, you told me, and before that piece, which we can tell it was a Nixon watch.
actually, yes. Like even before that, I was always like taking my sister's Casio Illumino, you know, and it was only for fashion purposes.
Sure.
You know? It was this time where I started to reconsider my whole outfit, and I was like, oh, I need an accessoire. She had this fully gold-plated Casio, and well, she gave it to me. I rather
yeah.
And yeah, soon afterwards I was buying my first watch. I bought a Nixon time teller, full yellow gold plated, very minimalistic design for 100 euro. And I wore this watch every day. It was my go-to. I also had two vintage watches, a Bulova and a Seiko with display and analog mode, that I wore like in a rotation, but my Nixon was my first.
Sure. And from then, you told me that before that, you almost didn't care to tell the time, and I mean...
That's true. That's totally true. Like
it's a good trip.
Yeah, when I started, like not when I started, way before, like you were learning how to read the time on an analog display in school, right?
Kinda.
And I was always like, like in elementary school, and I was always like, I don't want to deal with this. Why should I? Like there were already digital time displays, and I was like, oh, I don't bother. And well, I was also telling myself a watch would be the last thing I would buy. No, for me it did not make any sense. I did not understand why would somebody spend money on watches. Like I thought this would be a total boring topic for like old rich people, something like this, you know. And then all of a sudden I remembered having a little pocket watch, not a pocket watch, but a little desk clock, let's say. It looked like an alarm clock at home that my mother gave me like 15 years ago, and she told me that I have to wind it, okay? And I was like, okay, I have to wind it. And when this came back to my mind, I ran to this place in our house, and it was exactly there where I left it 15 years ago. I started winding it, and I was like, oh, crazy. There's no battery inside, I can wind it, it runs. And well, I opened it up, destroyed it, unfortunately. No, but it was for science. It was for science purposes. So.
I know.
And well, then the rest is history. Like I learned the difference that there are like cheap watches and also like well-made good watches. And yeah, since then it's been a while. I ended up with you here.
Not bad, not bad. And we're there because you're from South Tyrol.
That's true. That's true. I'm from South Tyrol, really, so that's also why I'm speaking German. It's my first language. Then afterwards English. That's bad to say, I know, because I'm an Italian citizen, you know.
Yeah, I'm not.
And then afterwards Italian. Yeah, I'm studying. I'm learning with you.
Yeah, but it's thanks for that. But no, it's very interesting because as well, it's a great history of yours because, I mean, being from Milan or maybe from Zurich or maybe even better from Geneva, whatever. I mean, you're in touch with watches everywhere and every day. And I think that with you, the thing is that you did a great job being far away from them, kinda. B, you did an even better job because maybe if you wouldn't be that far, you wouldn't have even started TimeByRaf.
Yeah, that's true. I have a healthy distance to the centers, and
which is not bad.
Still, I'm quite in the center. You know, Munich is not far away. Milan is not far away. Geneva is worth the trip, I'd say. For sure. Anytime. And
we had great fun last time.
Yeah, as always. I can't wait for the next auction weekend. So that's always pretty special.
Yeah, it is. That's not for the records. I wish you would not say
Unfortunately not, yeah.
Yeah, but that's also part of the passion and of the fun.
It's a lot of fun. I gotta say the best thing about this whole hobby is really the connections with people, that can be made. You know, I met such a lot of guys all over the world, I'd say. And I was traveling.
Yeah, now also with Urtalk.
Also with Urtalk, yeah, so a German podcast. The
biggest one.
Yeah, I'd say so. The first.
I know you're humble, but I can say things for you.
That's good. That's good. You know, and that's basically it. So I'm podcasting, photographing watches, loving watches in the first place.
You're buying some every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Broken students.
Yeah, that's the thing. You always gotta like calculate a little bit, and that's also, you know, you gotta look for certain opportunities.
And you're really good in that. In fact, you told me that. Where should we start? You brought a very special one, and we keep it for the end. That's for sure.
Yes. Yes.
We should start with that one, talking about that.
This is actually the first quality watch that I bought. You know, I bought this Nixon. I got some watches from the friends of my grandmother, you know,
Sure.
vintage watches from brands that do not exist anymore. But then I was on the train on my way to Innsbruck, and I saw a picture from Amsterdam Vintage Watches. Shout
out to Jasper and the guys.
And they posted this watch. They posted the Santos Galbé automatic one, reference 2319, in this limited edition. They made 2,000 pieces. This is for the SIHH in 2002, and it features a grey dial plus a luminous grey dial. Let's
and
say,
if I can say correctly, no date.
No date. Yeah. You
Which
always
is
made me.
amazing.
I forgot about the biggest deal about this watch. And it was a quite important buy for me, because it was like the first watch where I spent more money.
Again, it was 2019?
It was in 2019,
Kinda,
May,
yeah,
and
okay.
I had an extremely good deal on it. Looking back,
Yeah.
that's also why I could afford it. And yeah, it was a lot of money. You know, I was working every summer, and spending such a figure on a watch was not anything that I used to do before. And well, it taught me how to not buy a watch, because it came from the first owner, was an old guy, and I was like I was really spamming him with questions, you know, and I was even asking, but is the sapphire crystal free of scratches? And he was like, you know what, I'm not going to sell you the watch anymore.
No.
He blocked me, and I did everything so that I can buy the watch. I made a new account on his platform, wrote a text, asked for excuse.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like every other guy would probably said, just forget about it. The seller is not nice, but I wasn't nice, you know. And well, I ended up with it. It came in absolutely pristine condition. It still is. I really taken care of it. It's probably my most important watch, I'd say. Like, this would probably be the one I would be selling the last. I know that might sound dumb, but you know, this is how I started. And for me, it's like, you know, when you start in a proper way, it makes you happy. You know?
It does, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't wear it that often, because, like, you know, with these bracelets, you don't have any adjustment, so it's rather like it's either too wide or too narrow.
Yeah, sure.
But when I wear it, and even if it's for like 30 minutes, when I take it out of the bank safe, I just enjoy it and put it back, you know, because just looking at it really gives me a lot of fascination.
Yeah, it's a really impressive watch, right? And this lit up the sparkle for Cartier, maybe, or it was already there?
You know, I was doing an internship at our local watchmaker, and when I was thinking about my first proper watch, I saw a Cartier Santos, and somehow, you know, without knowing about Cartier, without knowing about Le Maison, but somehow it was like, oh, it's a nice watch. I checked the prices, and they were a lot cheaper than they are today, back then. And yeah, I told myself, well, that would be an option, that would be nice. And yeah, then I found this one by accident, I gotta say. I was looking for something completely different. I saw it in the suggestions. And yeah, I think it was fate, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm happy with it.
Really? And then you went on with Cartier, for what I know, with a very nice piece.
Yeah.
The Basculante.
Yeah, I went on. I saw the Basculant on the Instagram account of Marek. I don't know his full name right now. Basically the only guy who had a Basculant on Instagram. And then I started looking around, and there were basically no Basculant around. Not a single one on Chrono 24. They were like all hidden. And I put a search listing on a platform in Germany. I was like, hey, I'm looking for a Basculant. Then a lady wrote me, and she was like, I have a Basculant. I'm not wearing it anymore because I'm wearing my Rolex on a daily basis. And I totally understand that, because wearing this on a daily basis is totally possible, but you know, you gotta be some sort of aficionado to do so. I finally got it, and I really remember having tears in my eyes when I got it, because it's not just a Basculant.
Yeah, exactly.
It's from my birth year. It came with the whole set, which I do not care about, but it's nice to have.
It's nice to have.
And it features the special case back, where you can see the Frederic Piguet caliber 610, which with Cartier goes as 060MC. One of the smallest hand-wound movements of that time, also branded with this double C. It's only stamped, so it's not hand engraved, but
yeah, but still, it's.
But if you consider that in this case you have like,
yeah, that much.
The crystal, you have a little bit of air, you have two hands, you have the dial, you have the movement, and you have the case back. It's nice, right? And this was, you know, this was my sort of fidget spinner, and yeah, it was really my holy grail. I'm not wearing it that often anymore.
I know.
I think it's a bit large at the end, you know, but
that was my concern. Cool. That was my concern always with the basculants. But what's really interesting as well, I mean, shout out to you also, because you use a lot of French terms, which is very interesting. You told me you're learning it. Yeah. That's amazing. I'm
on a 55 streak on Duolingo right now.
That's amazing.
And yeah.
Yeah, and it's really nice to hear that, as well as all your things. I mean, we can tell you're really A, passionate, but B, also knowledgeable in terms of Cartier. So where do you get that knowledge?
Yeah, I wake up with watches, and I'm going to sleep with watches. Not physically, but you know,
I was there sometimes
in my mind. In my mind, and yeah, it's like it's this one thing that never gives me fatigue. You know?
Yeah, I know. You text me like at 4 AM this morning. Like, I'm editing photos. I'm like, what the hell? I'm sleeping. What's that?
You know, when you find something that really drives you and really.
I know, and you're really enthusiastic, and everyone likes you for that, and I as well. I mean, we met.
Well, I'm not sure if everyone likes me for that,
I think
but
so. For the enthusiasm, yes.
No, it's always cool to interact with people, and you know, I got the knowledge from certain people, from certain sources, and I like to share. I like to help. You know.
And you also have nice books. I remember.
Yeah, I'm also collecting a bit of books, a bit of Cartier books, books about watches in general. And
do you value them more than people, or more than forums, or more than that, or
you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
With books, or the other part.
With both. Like obviously, internet is nice because it's always.
But like, anyone can tell.
Yeah. But with the books, you can't just trust the books, because like I used to trust everything that I read in a book. Like I've read something and I was like, okay, this is written in a book. It's gotta be true.
Sure.
Found out that it's not the case. And yeah, you gotta like compare the different knowledges you get from certain sources, and well, you end up knowing a bit. You never know.
Yeah, you never know everything. I mean, not even brands know everything.
And that's the thing, and I always keep myself like unknowledgeable, because I rather learn something new, and I don't want to claim certain things as I would have been at this point where this happened. You know, like you know what I mean? Like with neo-vintage watches, if somebody who was like in the business or collecting back in the days. Yeah,
so a couple questions that I maybe never ask anyone. What do you look for in a watch? I know I am just this kind of collector that finds a watch, it's good, price is fair, I kind of want it now, I grab it. But you look for stuff as well.
Yeah, I look for certain things. First and foremost, it's got to be in my league, you know? Like I'm not looking for vintage Rolex, vintage Patek, vintage AP, because they are just out of my reach. Yeah, that's the first thing of 5. The second thing, I gotta like the watch. I gotta like the watch.
Meaning?
You? Yeah, I gotta
feel something.
I gotta find it interesting. I gotta find it attractive. I gotta like the design, the case, the history, obviously also the importance, and and the other 3 things: condition. Yeah. These are very, very much important to me. You know, I like my watches clean. I also wear them, but I'm not just wearing them like putting a backpack on and you come with me wherever I go. No, I take care of them.
Yeah,
you know? like a dad would go around with his little daughter. You know, I take care of my watch.
It's really pretty. It's really and it's not always the case, because we do have some stuff which could not come in new old stock condition for sure.
That's true. That's true.
And still interesting. This is like a something really out of the box. Kinda. Yeah. Jump Hour pocket watch. Why is it there?
1930s Jump Hour pocket watch. It is here to represent my pocket, not my pocket watches also, but my Jump Hour watches, which at the moment are being serviced in Germany. Nevertheless, this one is imperfect. Yeah, okay, not all of them.
Everyone, yeah,
but I
yeah,
don't consider this a jump hour watch in this instance. You know, like I think about my Art Deco ones.
Ah, okay.
And this
Sorry
one,
for that.
it's actually 1930s with is it Milleriga, the case?
We could say. I would say moneta because it's kind of a coin.
Yes, a coin.
Yeah, coin edge.
Coin edge bezel, not bezel, but
yeah.
also with this very Art Deco style.
Yes,
lacquer.
a lot.
And well, it's in perfect working condition. I don't have a knife here to open it up, unfortunately.
Yeah, we can ask for a cheese knife, right?
Okay, right. Yeah, you have like the jump hour complication. It's perfectly
really
working, and I really have a big thing for this 1930 Art Deco jump hour watches, because imagine buying something like this in the 1930s. You went into the store or into the little shop, and everyone was asking for a proper, solid watch that you can put in your pocket and you can tell the time from. And then some guy comes in and he was like, what's this? Get me this future thing, get me this.
Yeah.
And well, that's what I like it for. Found it in Germany. It's really like my favorite pocket watch in my collection. And it was also like very, very inexpensive, because with these things, like, you know, it's a pocket watch. That's like the biggest discount point you can get for a watch. It's a pocket watch, so
sure.
Like in these terms, people don't value it. And furthermore, yeah, like I got a good deal on it. Let's say.
Weird question: was this in a club in Geneva, or am I talking about the wrong pocket watch?
This was actually in a club in Geneva, yeah, with me.
Should I remember that?
Were you with us?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Did you open it in a club, or am I wrong?
I did not open it in a club.
Okay.
I did
it's just rumors.
Not open
it's just
it in a
rumors
club.
then.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I love you for that. You know. Should we continue with another? Why is that? Yes, we should. But why is not a jump hour for you?
No, I was just saying that this falls not in the same like league as these, because this is the Art Deco 1930 pieces. This is very more modern. Let's go back to the year 1996, where this one was launched. It was the first double retrograde jump hour watch ever. Genta. In 38 millimeters. I also love this. This, like the next watch we're going to talk about, was sitting around on a German online platform for 1.5 years. And I was always eyeing it. I was always eyeing it. It wasn't expensive, you know. But who wants something like this when you rather could have a normal watch, you know?
Yeah, sure. But
and then yeah, after working another summer and selling some of my older vintage pieces, I was also able to buy this one, which I'm very, very happy about. Sold in 2004 in Germany, and yeah, I can also demonstrate it. Like, you can turn here,
yeah, and
then you have the jump. And the cool thing about this, I'm having this on my bedside table in Geneva, and when I woke up in the morning, I always felt like the, you know.
Yes.
And this is really like, you also feel it somehow on the wrist, and you can hear it when it's quiet in the room. You can really clearly hear it.
So you can hear it, but how come did you get? I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Cartier watches. You evolved quite a bit, also in brands and stuff. You reached the Genta. Are you interested in more Gentas? How did you get there?
Like, you know, I think that this is the pure Genta brainchild. It's not like inspired by a porthole. It's not inspired by anything else. It's just his thought, his creativity in a watch. At least that's what I'm thinking about it. And well, you have a wonderful clocher dial. You have a super clean layout. Some say it is like a car tachometer.
Yeah.
And you also here have the
as well the case
coin edge. It's like nice because you have it on both, you know. Maybe he took inspiration.
Yes, I was
just
about to say that.
Also with the bracelet,
is
which is interesting.
Very
a lot of people don't like it because it does not taper.
I don't care.
I like
really
it. I really like it, and yeah, the cool thing is when you have a single light source and you hold the dial onto the single light source, the whole dial gets white, you know. And I wear this pretty often because it's very low key, you know. For me, it's always important that I watch.
It's sporty as well, apart from the complication.
Yeah, it really is, and you know, as I said, it's low key, and for me, it's always important. Like I don't want to show off, so for me, it's like I prefer my watches to be like appreciated from me, but I don't have to impress other guys. Otherwise, I would like have other watches on the table if I could afford them. So.
And what about the new ones from Bulgari? Because you always say, and it's really interesting, and we'll make something for sure in the future. Also,
and I will get some hate for that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. It's worth the risk. That all good watches, all nice watches, were already made. Have been.
Not quite. Made. I've always said that the best watches have already been made. So.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of different ones.
That's my personal taste. Sorry to all the brands that are hearing this right now. You can like.
Yeah, you can make better to impress you.
Yeah, maybe you can impress me. Like, you know, it's only my personal taste. I'm not judging in this instance.
But you also like modern watches in many cases. Not that many.
Yeah, you know, like for me, a modern watch feels cold.
Yeah, you told about the story.
Yeah, I would not buy a watch in store at the moment because for me it's like, you know, you get a thing that is not seldom mass produced, even though it's handmade, obviously. And yeah, who am I to start the story of a watch? Who am I? You know, I prefer them to come with a story.
Philosophy. Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer them to have a story, and with most of the watches I don't know the story, but that's totally cool because these watches have lived a life, and they're not telling me about their history, like about the history, about the secrets. And well, I am going to continue this legacy, and that's what I like. So for me, these vintage watches, these neo-vintage watches, they feel like really, really vivid, and they tell a story, even though if they're like not telling it actually. And that's why I prefer neo-vintage. Also, obviously, because like you can get good deals, and that's what allows me to buy them in the first place. But I like them nevertheless the most for their history, for their stories. Yeah.
Do you know the story of these two?
I don't, but same thing as with this one. It also comes from Germany, and it was also laying around for 1.5 years. It was really like I was eyeing it, and I was always thinking about, it would be a nice watch.
How did you come eyeing that Chopard?
I really wanted something with a salmon dial.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
I also did some research, and yeah, came to Chopard, which is also a brand that I really appreciate. And yeah, after 1.5 years, I wrote this guy again because I was already inquiring once, and I thought myself like, I'm not sure if I should get it. And then I you know, back then I was like really led by the opinion of others, and I told myself, oh, this is a Audemars Piguet ripoff with the screws, you know. But then again, screws are not patented by Audemars Piguet, let alone the fact that these are not screws on their watches, you know. Therefore, like when I developed my own style and I got the confidence, I bought this one. And yes, it also came from the first owner. Also, the certificate is stating that it was delivered with a salmon dial.
Okay, interesting.
And yeah, 1998, so your birth year. First year of this second gen St. Moritz, that's the reference 8300, powered by the JLC caliber 889.
Okay.
I should know this, but I don't know.
No,
it's maybe 889. It's a super cool caliber because it has like the quick jumping date when you when you like set it. Like let's put it a little bit further at 6. And if we now manipulate the date, you can see that.
Yes, super quick. True.
It really like a hammer. It falls.
Yeah.
It falls.
You could use that one to get noise.
Exactly.
As well,
it's basically the same noise, and therefore I like it. It wears a little big. It really wears a little big. That's why I'm not wearing it that often, even though it's super like daily wearable. And I like the color of the dial. Like also it's in really, really good condition, probably untouched, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say so as well. And you keep it untouched because you wear it with great care.
I obviously keep it untouched because, you know, like I prefer not to remove the original finish that the watch was born with. You know, we Italians we say nato così.
Nato così, assolutamente.
And therefore I rather have some scratches, some signs of use, but the original finish, because like, you know, the movement gets assembled by hand, the watch gets like assembled by hand, the finish gets like added by hand. Why should I, some watchmaker, even though if it's a specialist, I'm not saying that there aren't people who can do it in a good way, but I prefer everything about the watch to be original.
Let's come to one of the most interesting pieces in your whole collection to me. It's magnetic, really magnetic for me.
I never heard someone to refer to a watch as magnetic.
Yeah, also like, because it's kind of oxymoron somehow. I know, that's why I like that.
Maybe it's a little bit magnetic, I don't know.
Oh, we hope not, but to my eyes it is, you know, it really attracts me. It's a skeletonized, fully skeletonized, also St. Moritz.
Also St. Moritz?
In a smaller case.
1997.
Okay.
So last year of production of this model. And I gotta say that this one, in terms of handcrafts, it's the upper echelon of my collection. Because you have a Peugeot 7000, quite pedestrian I'd say, but you have a movement that's fully skeletonized by hand, and I really mean by hand, not CNC cut. No. Totally truly cut by hand. Extremely fine bridges. Maybe we can also share some pictures right now. Sure. And every movement is unique. Every movement of these watches, I don't think that
How many are there around?
I don't think that there are many.
Okay.
I don't think that there are many. Every movement is unique. Mine has the Chopard C on the 12, which I only saw like 2 weeks after getting this watch. Also with a see-through case back, which I usually don't like, but on this watch it's just
it's worth it.
It's
worth it for real.
And the special thing about this one, it also has the minute wheel and the hour wheel. I'm sorry, the hour wheel.
Okay.
The hour gear actually.
Sure.
And the, in German is Wechselrad. You know, the gear besides it.
Okay.
Fully skeletonized and even engraved. And till today I've not seen another example with the engraved gears. So maybe with this one the watchmaker was very like
in the mood
to do so. And it's
how cool would it be to meet the guy who made this?
Actually. And furthermore, what's also cool, it's basically new.
And where did you get the watch from? Also from Germany or no?
This one did not come from Germany. It was originally sold in Jakarta, in Indonesia, in 1997, as mentioned. And I got it from a good friend of mine, who's also a dealer, from DT Timepieces.
Okay.
I think he's from Singapore. I'm not sure at the moment. Sorry for not knowing. And yeah, it's basically new. You can see that the bezel has
it was number 3. No. Yeah.
3 to 5.
3 to 5. Yeah.
The bezel has another color than the bracelet, because the bezel obviously is always like it always gets a bit wrapped, you know, under the scuff, and this part stays clean, and this part is like pink gold, you know, if you can see it. And well, it's one of these watches that nobody really wants, and with nobody I mean like the broad majority of people. And well, I was eyeing it for quite some time, and I thought like, for this amount of money that you gotta pay for these, and you know how much these are, they are not much compared to what you get today, like in the very entry level, you know. You get the total upper echelon, you get like a totally skeletonized and hand engraved movement, where really a watchmaker had to sit a couple of hours or days on it to make it. And maybe also because of its size, people don't really.
But with the integrated bracelet is.
But I can show you. I can show it to you. Like, it has 32 millimeters, and I think it was really nice. And I just love this watch in general.
Oh yeah, and it pairs well with the outfit as well today.
I don't wear this one a lot because this is like, for me, it's a museum piece. You know, for me personally. And but in general, this first edition St. Moritz, they wear so well. They are not expensive yet, because people don't care about them and people don't like them, from what I can tell about my community. Like, there are some people that love them, but in general people are like, oh, they're way too small. And you know, the funny thing is, a Santos Carré, for instance, has 29 millimeters. People have realized that it's not too small to wear it also on a big wrist. This one has 3 millimeters more, but still it sounds smaller. 32 sounds smaller than 29 with the Santos. And so more cheap watches for me,
Yeah, sure. You're
That's a
ahead
good
with the
thing.
taste. You're
That's
way
a
much
good
ahead.
thing, and yeah, that's something I really wear, really like knowing what I'm wearing and really enjoying every single second I'm wearing it.
Also, you've been a big goat about this, pretty much.
Well, you know, I saw it and I thought myself, if there is one coming up in such a condition,
Let's grab it.
I just have to grab it, you know. Obviously, I had to sell some other pieces in order to buy this one. But yeah, as said, with pieces like this, you can really make good steals. That's the thing. That's you know, because like I see that some other guys, they have big amounts of money, big like means, and they can just buy whatever they're like happy to buy on today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have a concept, you know, and what I enjoy most also the hunt, you know. That's not that I'm always hunting for the cheapest watch available, but if I find the perfect watch in superb condition for a cheap price, I get it. If not, I skip it, you know, because like, you know, it's not about having a lot of watches. I know that might sound weird now, but you know, for me it's like I want to consolidate the collection.
But I think you're doing.
Yeah, but that's hard, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, look at that one, for example. We still miss just a couple pieces, which the most interesting may be at the end. But this is one of the latest acquisitions.
Yeah, and
therefore,
this is, to be honest, also
well.
yeah, that's nice. We also decided
both
are wearing thanks today. And yeah, this is my Cartier Donc Louis.
Nice pronunciation now.
Extra plat. Frederic Piguet caliber 21. Frederic
Pretty
Piguet
movement.
like in this one, but a different movement obviously.
Pretty dial.
Yeah, we have the Guilloche dial, we have the
Very
blued hands in a yellow gold case, obviously with the Cartier Déployant that was patented in 1909.
Okay.
The first ever.
Was Cartier's.
Yes, the first ever clasp. It's not the first generation, because the first generation, like on yours, it does not feature adjustable things.
It's in fact it's
That's
really
why I can't
hard.
wear your watch.
Yeah.
With this one, it's adjustable on one side. There are also some clasps that could be adjusted on two
both
sides.
yes.
Like this is for my like ideas. This is the best execution. I also like the normal clasp. You know, like the one we're going to see in the Santos Dumont afterwards. And yeah, I got it from a very good friend, from Max, Classic Proportions. You know him.
Shout out to Max. Very nice guy.
I won't say why, but this piece means extremely much to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, he also gifted me this wonderful
beautiful
big
Torre.
skin strap from Matteo Torre. Shout out to Matteo Torre.
Very good. We're shouting out so many people. That's
we
great part of the community.
We got it.
That's a great part of the
Sharing is
community.
caring. And
it's your first Tank Louis.
It's actually my first Tank Louis, and I wanted, like,
I know.
We already closed the deal in April of 2020. And I was like saving up, and I was selling some pieces, and then I told myself I gotta get this watch in 2022. You know why? Because in 1922 the first Donc Louis was launched, and I thought that 100 years later it would be cool if it would be my turn to get one. And I had quite some Donc Vermeils, and that's why I.
Not Vermeil, but
it's also Vermeil. Yeah, it is.
Is it?
It is. It is white gold or rhodium.
Oh, okay, didn't know that. Okay.
And well, therefore super thin. It has this extremely adorable look. It's like this creamy dial with the gold, with this hazelnut skin. I love it. I adore it. It's really like I wear it so much, and it's the best watch ever. Nothing beats a Tank. Nothing beats a Tank. You can come with a. Like, let's say 3974, it's impressive, it's cool.
Not even a Dumont.
Not even a Dumont. This used to be like the pinnacle of my collection, like the king in my collection. So this is the queen. And like in chess, the queen means more, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I should say this means a lot more.
And yeah, this is my Donc Louis, and I adore it to the fullest. It's you know, I'm struggling to find words, because like with the Tank,
when I got mine, it's the watch.
Only about emotions.
Yes, it's the watch.
Some people will never understand. Some people will say it's small with 23 and 30 millimeters. It's
It's perfect.
If I could only keep one watch,
that would
and
be
you forget about this one, or I never bought this one, I would go for a Donk Louis. And some would go for a white gold or like
no,
never.
never. That's
yellow
the
gold. That's like
a good
so
one.
Cartier. That's so Cartier, and yeah.
That's an emblem piece. That's the emblem piece. But let's. I mean, I know you want to discuss it, but it's better if we further go to the pinnacle of it all. Maybe skip the Santos Dumont a bit. We'll keep it from the next video.
If you want.
Yeah, I want, because then here is the watch I was most impressed of seeing when I saw you going for Siemens watch back then. Rotation inversée.
Rotation inversée.
Holy cow, that's... We believe it's piece unique, right?
We believe it's piece unique. Also at Cartier, they believe it's a special order with the people that I was talking to, and yeah, what should I say?
Dizzy watch. Makes you dizzy, of course.
I had a little bit of headaches.
I'm having it
first.
as well.
Yeah. And it's bad if you have appointments because you're messing them up.
Sure thing, you would.
So basically, end of the 90s, 1996, 1997, this is believed to be a special commission. It's also like, I checked with Cartier, so it's in their books, exactly like this. And yeah, why is it called Rotation Inversée? Because the time on this watch
is told the other way around.
Moves backwards, yes. You have a mirrored dial, so you read the time
cool.
exactly the same as you would read it on a normal watch. You just got a mirror.
Yes.
Yeah.
No date window as well.
Exactly, no date window, because the date function only works in one direction, and like they did manipulate like the controller, the quartz movement, but obviously not the date.
Sure.
And yeah, what else?
Pristine conditions as well, but I mean that's...
Luckily pristine conditions. Probably,
that's the incredible part.
Yeah, that's the cherry on top. I can imagine why, like if you get a special commission like this, you're not going to wear it a lot. Probably.
Yeah, because you can
you're taking
easily, but
that's the thing, but you're also taking big care of it.
Oh, sure.
And yeah, I sold my previous quartz, Santos Galbet, that I was enjoying in vacation. It was such a nice watch.
Yeah.
And I missed it, you know. I sold it in order to afford the salmon dial. And I thought myself, like I said myself, I need another one because it's so comfortable. With this bracelet, with the non-hidden clasp, it fits perfectly. And it's just such a good watch for everyday use. I regret selling my other one, but I told myself that, you know, I gotta like compromise on some pieces. And well, then, yeah, when I was casually browsing watches on a Monday morning and already wanted to stop, I told myself, let's continue for a couple more minutes. Saw this, drove 600 kilometers in total to buy it.
I remember.
That's the short version of the story, and
yeah, that's a watch.
I'm happy.
If you know, you know.
I'm happy with it. You know, I also worried at the event with Cartier. It's so cool because you're only wearing a Galbet. Until
no one knows.
Someone asks, or until someone like, "What are you wearing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm wearing my Galbet." And you know, you give it to them, and they were looking at it, and why is it moving backwards? You know, that I also posted it on Instagram the first time, and I was like.
Do you notice everything? Yeah, I remember.
I sent it to Simon actually, to Simon Werner. I was like, bro, I found something that could be very special. Yeah. And I sent him the picture and he was like, oh, yeah, nice quartz Galbet.
So
cool watch.
Is it the one now? Or are you looking for further rarer and weirder stuff?
I'm always on the hunt because it's about the hunt. Sure. For me, it's not about owning the pieces. You know, also if I'm with the auctions, of course, it's nice to have a cool selection that I can wear. But if I'm at the auctions in Geneva, I never have the feeling of, oh, I want to own this so bad. Maybe because they're out of my league. That could also be the reason, to be fair. But no, I can fully appreciate. Like I appreciate your tank. I really drooled over it yesterday, and love it. But I don't have the need to own it or to steal it from you.
Okay, that's so nice.
And
that's a thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
And therefore, yeah, I'm on the hunt. I'm bad at letting pieces go, but I have to. You know, I don't have like.
Yeah, but don't let that one go.
Yeah, this one will stay. This one is really special to me. And I always, my holy grail was a piece unique from Cartier.
No.
it went a bit too fast, you know. So yeah, but
you seem to be able to find more stuff you like and enjoy and you're interested in, and therefore I'm going to ask you maybe our last question, more or less. What's a hint you would give to Raf back in maybe 2018, let's say, or to a guy that is starting now? Apart from listening to Hort talk, if you speak German, that's for sure.
Do, and you hear this often, you know, everybody's telling you buy what you like.
Yeah,
I rather
okay,
think
sure.
Impress yourself rather than the others. Because I also had certain phases where I thought I need a watch to impress
someone else. Sure.
But right now that's the least thing I want to, you know. When I'm with other guys, I'm the happiest if my watch stays unnoticed, you know, because I don't need to impress other people with my watches. It's my nerdy passion, and I'm totally happy with it. So I want to be impressed, and also like with my Art Deco, the limited Art Deco tank. I drive in a car with this watch. The sun hits the dial, and I'm like happy. I'm happy. I'm like overly amazed because I've never seen such an amazing dial with my watches.
Yeah, it's one of the prettiest for sure.
It really is, and yeah, I impressed myself with it, you know.
So nice, man.
I flexed on myself, you could say. And that's what I would suggest. Don't waste any time to buy watches that you think could be liked by us, because I really often hear that people are telling like, what do you think about these watches? It does not care what I think about it. Okay, I can tell you that certain watches might have some quality issues, but at the end, you gotta like it. You gotta hunt it, you gotta find a good deal in good condition, and if you wear it with great confidence, it's also like I adore the way that Alessandro, Mr. Ray, is wearing his watches. Sure. Wearing like 12,
tiny and
50mm ladies watches with big confidence, I would totally do it the same.
Great.
I'm not at this point yet where I can like get these watches because they are more expensive, because there are a lot of gold and diamonds. But yeah, wear it with great confidence, and you can wear everything. It doesn't matter if the watch is like very small, like 23, or the watch has like a tachymeter scale on dial, or the watch is a fidget spinner, or the watch has no dial, the watch has a dial.
Yeah, I get it.
By a fish,
I get it. Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. So.
Man, thank you so much for that, and thank you for sharing.
Thanks for having
everything. Oh man, thanks for your friendship.
Anytime.
It's great to have you, man. And I mean, thanks for sharing as well on your social medias and whatsoever. Guys, let us know your favorite piece from Raf's collection, and I think we have to do a second episode in like a couple years or so.
Come true, man.
Yeah, man. Now we're going ski?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's try.
Thanks so much for that, man. It was really nice to hear from you.
Pleasure.
Remember to follow, and to put like, and to comment, and to follow Raf as well, and listen to our talk if you speak German.
Or
you
want to learn German. Yeah.
I have to.
You have to.
I do have to. Cheers, guys. See you next time.